3, 2.
And we are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I think I say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, 3 times at the beginning of the ad read, as soon as the ad read's over, and then as soon as the podcast actually starts. But what do you want me to do? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the High Button Podcast. This is it. I'm welcoming you 3 times. That's a maritime welcome. Holding the door for you. Welcome. Welcome back. How are you? The week of sports. The way I look at this week right now, from that snowstorm the other day, it's hibernate. All right, what am I can't get into it right now. Dudes, how are you? That's rude of me. That's not. We're talking about maritime welcomes here.
Well, you did welcome 3 or 4 times. So.
Yeah, I welcomed the listeners. I got to welcome you now.
Oh,
even though you've already been here for 4 hours. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's another Monday morning meeting, as we call them. Another week of streaming in the books.
Is he on 3?
Yeah.
I'm on 3. I'm bronze medal today. I'm on.
Yeah, we're 30 seconds in. Justin needs to stare at the buttons here.
I'm good to make it short and sweet. I love this time of year because it means I'm doing this and this only. And yeah, you know me, I love being in the rink. So anything to do with hockey specifically, but sports. You know, I'm a sports fan, but everybody knows I'm more of a hockey fan than anything else. So I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Oh yeah, how's Jeff?
I'm doing all right. Besides my Oilers, everything's going right.
Drama.
And my Patriots.
What's going on with the Pates? What's going on with Belichick? He's toast?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. He doesn't give much. Washington's after him.
And what's going on with Kane's ex-broad?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy. Tagging McDavid in Instagram stories.
Does he look at that stuff?
That I can't attest to.
I hope not. I hope not.
And I feel like anything, even if he did look at it, you got to look at that with the most minuscule grain of salt possible. You know, we talked briefly about it, but, you know, it's pretty wild that she just all of a sudden is firing these things out here, these allegations. No pictures or anything like that, just spewing words, no proof of anything. And I said it to you guys before, the fact that he ended up getting full custody. If I think that is the true story, then that says everything you need to know
That's what
about
everyone
that
says.
situation.
That's what
like,
everyone always says on the internet. Like, whenever these things come up, that's how it always goes. Well, he's got full custody. It usually shuts it down pretty quick.
Like, imagine if he just comes out and starts spewing things about what she did or what she said or allegedly said. Like, it's just like, is this kindergarten? Like, he come in and tell the teacher, Justin pushed me in Foursquare, and he's being an idiot and said that my girlfriend's ugly. Like, teacher's just going to go, okay, like, is there any actual facts behind this or anything? Like, it's just childish stuff, and it's just ridiculous.
You don't want it in the room. Let's just put it that way. But, you know, team that's been pretty good the past few years. We'll fight through here.
Team chemistry in the room is probably so much bigger in the NHL than it is compared to the teams we played. Like, the chemistry and, like, the drama in a room compared to junior, compared to the NHL, just must night and day. Because you got to deal with millionaires, ego, travel, wives, kids. Like, think about that. When we played junior, yeah, sure, you got like a girlfriend, whatever, the drama. But having a wife and kids and a mortgage, why can't I hear myself in the headphones? Is it still going?
You're talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine the drama. Just everything would just be so different. So different, night and day. Having a family, kids, wife, compared to just having fun with your buddies.
It's just
it's
magnified.
it's just a business. Like, you and I, Jeff, definitely have never played in a game of hockey where it was considered a business. So, yeah, I guess junior, sure, but the level we played, yeah, you're not making money.
No,
you know,
no.
like, you're junior hockey, you're only making money
$50 a week.
You know, but yeah, that's a tough one. And I forget what team chemistry is like in a room. I'm too far removed from it. Like, I know what drama looks like in a room.
Mm-hmm. Like
but
a cancer
I'm
in a room.
I'm too far removed from how problems were solved. Like, if there was an issue, I forget, like, what we did to resolve it. Was it just swept under the rug, or was it like a... There was a couple times, like, where the boys had to, like, talk to each other. Like, what do they do? You know, no coaches allowed meeting. Players meeting.
Yep.
Like, that was definitely a thing. I remember those things.
Oh, yeah.
And those actually were really helpful. Because the boys just called each other out. What are you going to do? Say the boys are wrong? No, it's the boys. The boys are always right.
Yeah.
So I remember those always helped, the players only meeting. But yeah, at the pro level, money, it's something I can't attest to.
Man, like, it's everything's under the scope. Like, you can pretty much, that's why I'm saying, like, those allegations are wild, because everything is on video. Everything has a picture, a screenshot, all this stuff. So everything's magnified to a certain degree, where you have like 50 people saying this is the case, 50 people saying it's not. no one really actually knows, but you're in, like you said, dealing with millionaires and pro athletes, and they're in the media. Like, there's media scrums every day, and it's not like when we played where it was like you had the local guy for the newspaper show up and catch the final score, and that was it. Like, there was no breach of the room either. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was the players only meeting was one thing, but it was like as soon as you got to the rink, it was just kind of like even the coaches in our day really didn't come in
until 10 minutes before warm up,
right, to give you the game plan or whatever. Maybe come in and go, listen, boys, we're in junior every now and then you did like an autograph session or something stupid like that. But I shouldn't say stupid, but just one of those like small things. But other than that, man, it was just kind of everything was dealt with internally, and I think that's where people get frustrated in the NHL or pro sports is like, why can't you just let us deal with this here instead of throwing it out there on the global stage? But at the same time, it's like that's what the whole media is about, right? They want that big story out there. It's just ridiculous, man.
Ottawa. That's the thing with the fans booing the other day.
Kachuk called them out.
Oh man, that's the thing. Like, you talk about things being publicly, not public, whatever it may be. When the fans decide to harp you, that's national news, and that's tough. I like what DJ, I think his name is, the head coach
Smith,
for Ottawa.
yeah.
Like, I loved what he said. He goes, "Yeah, like they're entitled to their opinion. My job's the players, not the fans. Like, it's my job to control the players, make sure they're playing. The fans want to say what they want to say. They can say that." I love that response because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? He had the exact right. There's no excuses, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. He didn't sit there and go, "Oh, they're wrong." Yeah, I'm way better than that. What? Why are they firing? Why do they want to fire me? Like, no, I just took it like a man, took it on the chin. Goes, yeah, my job. The players, fans can say what they want.
Plus, Kachuk already said what he had to say about it. Like if the leader of your room, and I did see someone say on Twitter, I would have loved to see the backlash if Nick Suzuki called out the Montreal fans like for booing. Right? At the end of the day, Kachuk said it. He's like, the best line I took from that was, when you deal with adversity, you just don't fold. You stick together, right? And he's saying that as a collective fan base, like just like we're out here battling. Like, it's not like they're just going, fuck it, I don't care anymore. They're still trying to win. That's what people don't realize. So boo if you want, but don't turn your back on us now just because times are tough. What kind of fan base is that? And what kind of mess? We're not going to do that in the room. Why are we doing it as a fan base, right? So I thought that was nice, but he just called them out and was like, you know what, boo if you want, but it's bullshit.
Go ahead. Yeah. What are you going to do as a man? You just got to sit there, take it
on the chin. That's it. What did Chicklets call them? The headline hogs right now.
Who, Ottawa?
Yeah.
They're taking them all. They're taking all the
it's
smoke.
Everything right now is Ottawa Senators.
Man, out of the gate. When they played against Pittsburgh, we're through, 3 rows up?
Yeah.
Humble brag, but they were zipping the puck around. Zipping the puck around. Pittsburgh, they did what's that thing with the head? Their heads were going 360. They couldn't see where the puck was going. Ottawa looked so good. Now, that is preseason, but like those were 2 NHL teams on the ice. I don't care what you say. That was a Pittsburgh Penguins roster. That was an Ottawa Senators roster. And Ottawa looked real good. So I don't know what's going on in Ottawa, but we'll see. Time will tell. It's still early. What are we, 8, 9, 10 games in?
What are we?
Yeah, I don't even. Maybe they'll
10.
Yeah,
everyone calm down though. That's what I'm trying to say. The Canadian market though, you gotta love it. On them early. What's going on with Ottawa? 8 games in. 8 games in.
11 games.
The guys don't even have their skates tied yet. What's going on? Like, come, give them. They don't even have the power play breakout set yet. Like, what do we? Relax.
Yeah, I agree, Justin.
Relax. 8 games in, yeah, because you're an Edmonton guy. Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm like, do I wish I was out west with all the other fans? Because I sometimes feel like I'm on an island out here with the Oilers. But
why? There's no other
maybe
people
it's a little
out here
better.
that likes Edmonton.
I don't meet a lot of Edmonton fans.
No.
Not really, no.
I feel like the fan bases here are based on what you can watch and what you can't.
Yeah, exactly. A couple little kids, but the kids aren't staying up till 2 a.m. to watch every game, right? So even the adults, they got got stuff to do. So
I have breaking news regarding the Bachelor trip.
Ooh. Breaking news.
Breaking news. This is big news. The dates have been pushed back a week.
Ooh.
So the reasoning for it, the week ahead, which we were originally going to book, we flew in. Edmonton played Arizona that day at 7. Too many guys taking too many connecting flights to get to Arizona to be able to make that game for 7 o'clock. And that would have been the only game we would have been able to see. The D-backs weren't in town, and also Arizona State University baseball team wasn't playing. Every other sports team, if the Suns make the playoffs, yeah, sure, they could be there, but we're not taking that risk. So we had to take the risk-reward factor. The risk was flying in to Arizona to play one game, to watch one game, Edmonton, or push it back a week, or ahead a week. Push it ahead a week. And now we get to see 4 D-backs games. We get to see 4 ASU games. And we don't have to buy tickets out the gate because those games aren't selling out. You know what I mean? Edmonton, if we were flying in, we would have had to buy those tickets last week. Because right now it's looking like they're not, playoff spot. They might have to fight for a spot now. Who knows? Which would have been a sick game in Arizona. But at the end of the day, I'm probably going to be sick of hockey by that time of the year. Get to Arizona, watch some baseball, spit some seeds, play some golf, and just sit back and get a tan. That's pretty much what the decision came down to. I did make this decision on a Halloween party, 3 whiskeys deep, but I think I made the right decision.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to ask who realized the scheduling mishap, we'll call it, but who picked up on that there was only 1 game instead of like 12 in that week?
It was me, but I was waiting for the ASU schedule to come out, but it came out that week of the Halloween nights, whatever, the last week of October.
31st, yeah.
But I kind of took a risk. I was like, oh man, okay, let's start a book this week because I'd love to see that Arizona-Edmonton game, so hopefully when that ASU schedule comes out, hopefully they have 1 or 2 home games, but they had nothing. They were like in Denver or something. But the week before, they're on a 4-game homestand with Utah, and the D-backs are playing the Cubs.
So you're going a week earlier.
A week earlier.
You said push back.
Sorry, a week earlier.
Yeah.
I'm going 3 days after Atlantic's out in East Hants.
Baby.
So 3 days after. So that was the decision maker. I notified the group. The group knows, and everything's fine. So I don't want anyone to worry. The listeners, I don't want you guys to worry. We're fine. So
I'm breathing much better now.
Thank you for your time.
Won't be checking streams that weekend, eh?
Well, we'll be done. Arizona's toast. Or not Arizona, sorry. The Atlantics, it's over. 3 days. Unless we have something after Atlantics that we don't know about. Unless you guys aren't keeping. We don't know that you guys haven't told me, but nothing's on the schedule.
I'm not very good at keeping secrets. So
Me neither.
Yeah, I just spew. But what I was going to say is that sounds insane. Like, you want to talk about a sports trip, like, meant for your group of buddies. Yeah, it would have been cool to go to 1 game, but to be able to see, like, 8 now. Yeah. Is going to completely change. Because what was the main goal to go down there? Obviously, to golf was number 1. To be with let's backtrack. To be with your buddies is number 1, especially at this age that we're at, where everybody is doing their own thing. Second thing would have been golf. Yeah. Right. The third thing is just to try and catch as much sports as you possibly can.
And this way, with all these games, we don't have to commit to anything until we get there. So maybe one day, if we want to drive out to the Grand Canyon, we can. Because like I said, these games aren't selling out, so we can just get the tickets the day of. So it just makes us a little bit more flexible, and we don't have to rush and potentially miss an Edmonton Oilers Arizona Coyotes game. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to stop talking about it, but I just wanted everyone to know.
I was just going to say, on that note, though, nothing worse than going on a trip. Like when I went to Italy, there was a couple things that you signed up for before, like past duties, like, yeah, man, let's go to Pompeii or whatever, let's do this. Yeah. And then you get there and you're like, fuck, like I don't really feel like doing this, because you don't really know what's going to happen. Like, you could plan on not boozing one night, and then you end up somewhere sick, and you end up having a sick time, and then you got to do this thing in the morning that you've committed to and paid for. Yeah. So it's better, in my mind, because nothing worse than going on a trip and having to do something you're not interested in doing. Yeah. Right? Just because 3 of the 7 people want to do it. It's just like, no, I like the way you guys are doing it. Yeah. I know that's kind of like...
That's our group of guys on the whim.
Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly what those guys are. Yeah. But no, that's good. I think that's the way to do it, because there's just things out there that past you just gets pissed off at current you for doing that, booking things out like that. But bachelor party, man, come on.
Fun.
Last hurrah, as they call it.
Yeah.
Sorry to do that to you. But
it made me a little sad there.
Yeah, but in I know of, like, in my scenario and yours, that's not how it is. Like, it's not the be-all, end-all of, this is the last fun I'm going to have with my buddies because my partner's a stickler, It's
Brody's
that's just not
still
how
got
it
to
is.
get Brody, Brody, Tom, there's still a couple, there's still gonna be a couple more. Anyways, let's we'll leave it at that. We're having a good time. We're having a podcast.
Good old Tom.
Could you guys adjust, if you were in the NHL, could you guys adjust to wearing, let me ask you this, like, so sad, first of all, what happened over in Europe there with Johnson, just awful, but playing hockey every day, having to go on the ice, it could definitely put the fear of God in you, for sure. You could be terrified to go out there on the ice after seeing that footage. But in terms of the NHL making millions of dollars and your performance matters, I don't know. A neck guard, I'm not saying it would harm you, but tough adjustment to make. Where I remember wearing them back in the day, like when we were a novice peewee, they don't have the technological advances they have now. But back then, they were itchy. Couldn't move your head without getting a rash. I don't know. They were very uncomfortable. And these guys in the NHL, like, going already wearing a neck guard, kudos to them, like, setting the standard for safety. That's awesome. But man, quick turnaround just to jump right into a neck guard, to have your, like, career going with it. I don't know. Oshie did it. A couple guys in Pittsburgh did it. I know there was a guy in Nashville that did it. Just mind-blowing. Crazy.
Neck guards.
Well, you know hockey. Hockey's all feel.
Them. It is, yeah.
Hockey's feel. And your head is everything. You got to
see, now you have the benefit
see everything
of the built-in neck guards, right? Like back then we had to wear those dirty old iTech ones that you never aired it out because it was just, you folded it over to tape it. And it's a super uncomfortable, and like Darlene tried to wear one and took it off halfway through the game because it's hockey's feel, right? And guys are weird about things, and I don't know, it's just
your head, your neck, you need, like,
it's a weird, I don't know what it is, but a neck guard is one of the most frustrating pieces of gear ever. It's never how you want it to be.
Just like wearing a tie.
Like exactly.
You're at a formal event and you're just tight. You're just, everything's like in there.
Yeah, it sucks.
Just like, and
like you'd always have those guys, like you used to do it. You used to tape yours down like super, super skinny, made it look like a Q-tip almost. And like, the ref would be like, where's your neck guard? And he'd be right here. And he's like, oh, okay. But as soon as you got to the point in your career, it's weird. Hockey players like to lose gear as they get older. Like, I know when I was in a cage, I wanted to get out of the cage until I got punched in the mouth for the first time. I was like, well, but then you don't have to wear a neck guard, and you're like, nice. And it's like, you don't have to wear this. And you're like, okay, guys want to lose gear. Like, think of beer leaguers.
Shoulder pads.
That's right. The longer you go in your career without playing pro, the less gear you wear.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? So you're looking to lose whatever you can.
Ear
like,
guards,
I remember
guards.
going to junior going, I don't have to wear it. I brought my neck guard out in the first warm-up, and the boys were like, whoa, you don't have to wear that.
Yeah, take that off.
Right? And you're like, oh, I don't have to wear this? But my old man did this back in the day for me on the neck guard topic, because I asked him one day. He's like, you have to wear your neck guard. And I'm like, why? Like, how is a neck guard going to protect me from a puck or a stick? Like the shot or anything like that. And he was like, that has nothing to do with it. And he did a little demonstration for me. I don't know if he remembers this, but he just took a skate and he cut something without a neck guard on it, and it sliced it, right?
Yeah.
Then he put the neck guard down and rubbed the skate against it.
Yeah.
And it cut the neck guard, but not what was under it, right? It's the same thing when I'm bitching at you guys about getting cases on your laptops. It's the initial puncture. It's the initial contact. When that blade first hits, the first thing it's trying to do is dig into something, right? So when you take away that element of the first layer, you may still get cut, but they're built for non-cut technology these days. It's like almost like a Teflon. I'm probably spitting out of my ass here, but it's built for that. So it's like once he showed that to me, I went, oh shit. And like when you're, especially at the younger ages, you spend a lot of time on the ice, dude, near skates, and it's not even something you consider. Like, hockey's a dangerous sport, but until that broke out the other day, that sad story, I never even really considered myself being in a position to get a skate in the neck. And that's why you see guys like Oshie now putting them on and stuff. And here's what I'll say about this too to finish. The fact that this is like, I'm not taking away from the sadness of the story, but the fact that the trending story right now is a piece of gear that's been around since the beginning of time is now the topic of discussion in a pro sport is wild to me. Like, I understand you don't want to wear it, but it's just like the fact that we're talking about a neck guard is nuts. Like, you just assumed everyone was wearing it. I never even clued in really that most people don't, because they build them into the Under Armour now.
Yeah, right there.
Right? Like, you just zip it up and away you go. It's CSA certified, all that shit. But it's pretty scary, man. And I know a lot of people now are making it mandatory pretty much overnight. So
when we were on Centennial the other day, like, I thought about it. I've never thought about it in years.
Nope.
Years. So we didn't have to wear one in junior, did we?
No,
we didn't.
God, no. No earpieces, none of that shit.
Yeah, I just remember Centennial was the first time I thought about it. I was out here. I was like, man, there's a couple dusty skaters here. Maybe, I don't know. But it's just going to be interesting to see what changes in terms of rules, I guess, with hockey, especially leagues where people are making money. Yeah,
man.
It affects things, but what's more valuable, money or your life? You got to look at it like that. If it's such a rare thing. When was the last time someone died from? I don't know.
I don't think ever. I think there was a couple stories back in the day, like I think it was like Clint Malarchuk or something like that, took a skate to the face, which is when they started to consider like visors, probably. Like, even goalies played without fucking masks back in the day.
My dad, when he was like in Pee Wee, said that he was at a game and you got to be there like an hour before, so he was watching the game before, and he said a goalie got a skate in the neck. I don't know if he died, but just like bled out.
Man,
just
see,
he was young. He was like in Pee-wee.
Oh man, just gives me like the heebie-jeebies thinking about that, right? Because that makes a goalie's down and on the crease fighting for the puck. There's skates everywhere. It's like even just like when you and I call games, you're like a scramble in the crease. They're banging away at it, and the goalie's just like diving, fishing, trying to find. There's a defenseman down trying to block. You know, like it's the opportunities are there. It's just crazy that we actually haven't seen it. Is my point. Like. But like now, all these Alberta Junior Hockey League, the OUA, all these junior leagues are just making it mandatory now. It's like, you know what? Tough titties, wear it, you know. And it's sad that we had to wait for something like this to happen for it to be mandatory. But that's usually how the world works, man. Where do you think policies and stuff come from? Rules. It comes from something going, hey, this isn't working.
Yeah.
So I liked what Oshie said though. He said, you know, for me, he's like, we're grown men. We can make our own decisions. Wear one or don't wear one, right? That's up to you. But he's like, I think of my family when I do this now. He's got 4 kids. He's got a smoking wife. But he said one thing he likes to do is just to show kids that, you know, they look up to the NHLers. You see Sid do the spiral tape job on his knob. You consider that. You see the Jamie Benn tape job. Justin Campbell's going to do that, right? You do things. You look out and you're like, oh, I want to do this. So he said, I wanted kids to see that it wasn't like uncool to wear a neck guard and that you can be comfortable doing this, that even the pro guys are going to do it. And that's kind of what his whole mindset was. It had nothing to do with his ego or anything like that. He just wanted to paint a picture that it's fine to do this and we should be doing this. And that's using your platform.
Yeah. The NHL, I think the NHL is the most rapidly changing league in all of pro sports. Things are changing in that league in terms of the broadcast. Things are changing in that league in terms of pace of play. Things are changing in that league in terms of policies, rules, whatever you want to say. I just think it's the most. It's one of those leagues that's still trying to figure itself out in every sense of the way. Safety, marketing, the way the game's played, the people who are in charge of it. It's just one of those games that's still up in the air. Even though the foundation of it's fantastic, it's always changing. What's been changing? You know, football better than me. What's changed in football the past 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. So that answers my question.
It's tough to think. They're pretty set and forget with their ways. Maybe a couple television deals, but...
Okay, well, what's changed in baseball the past 5 years?
The pitch clock, base size, no sticky stuff on the ball. Like, they check for that stuff now.
Okay, so that's some change.
There have lots of changes in baseball, and I think that was the major uproar, is that America's pastime has been the same for generations and generations. They've never once switched it. And now that I think it's Rob Manfred who's the commissioner or whatever, but he started making all these changes. Everyone bitched, and now the viewers have gone up because the games are faster. Like, man, you watch a baseball game now and you go take a piss and come back and you miss 2 innings at some points. Before it was like the guy's still warming up. You know, like there's all kinds of little things within the game that they've changed. But
so
as a whole, you're right though, because hockey is the fastest game on earth. Number one, you're playing on knives. Basically, with clubs, if you want to dumb it down to like prehistoric times. And so like there's things that you just don't know are going to happen until they happen. Right? I don't know shit about football, so for me to sit here and pretend like I know
that's got maybe an unfair question, because maybe football things have changed, we just don't know. But how well do you know football, Jeff?
I know the teams well.
So
and the
do you know the league at all?
Well, I mean, last year someone passed away or almost passed away on the field, so there's that. But
I mean, like in terms of like rules or like policies or like jersey adjustments or like.
No, they're pretty set in their ways there for the NFL. They just print money, so I don't think they mess around with it as much as, because they're this king. If you're king, then you don't mess with it. Like baseball and hockey, they're not king.
So in America, the NFL owns a day of the week.
Oh, absolutely, 1,000% over everyone. Even the NBA, which I would say is arguably the second biggest sport in America, I don't think it holds a candle to the NFL.
I don't know the NBA extremely well, but I know it somewhat well to know that not a lot of things have changed in the NBA in the past couple of years. Maybe the style of game where the 3-point shot's a little bit more popular, if not really more popular. Yeah. But other than that, I don't know. I could be completely wrong on this, but what are you laughing at?
One of the rule changes in the NFL recently.
What?
You're allowed to use the number 0 now.
Yeah, that's true. The numbers used to be very strict.
Groundbreaking.
Thank God.
There must have been a group upset about that.
Like they have changed rules. Like I have them here. Like, but it's nothing like, you know, making like a helmet mandatory, for example. Yeah. You know, in football, there's like, you know, fair catch rules. There's
Yeah.
You know, the teams can now carry a third quarterback, but he must be on the 50. You know,
Yeah.
just little or inner workings of the game that
Yeah.
mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, like they do have a few things in place with like protecting the quarterback, like where if a quarterback gets hit like a second after the ball leaves their hand, they'll call it roughing the passer, that sort of deal. So they do things to protect the QBs, but like it's just such a every injury is either like a torn Achilles, torn ACLs. It's just the things you can't really make rules against. It's just gonna happen.
Were you watching? I know we were probably all working, but the Hockey Night in Canada, they don't even call it Coach's Corner anymore. But did you watch Biz on?
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see? Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The actual thing, or just he was unbelievable.
Biz is my idol, man.
Biz was the next best thing to Don Cherry on that panel. When did Don get let go? 4 or 5 years ago?
At least that. I think 2017.
It was around this time too, the Poppy thing.
Yeah.
Biz was the best thing on that broadcast I have seen in years. He was funny. He was educated in his comments. He was loose. He wasn't nervous. He gave great points. He wasn't tense in order to call out players on the ice. He was fantastic. It was almost like it was me and him just talking to each other through the TV. Like he was talking to the people at home. It was something that panel has missed for the past 5 to 6 years. Whenever Don got let go last, it was refreshing is the word I'm looking for.
What about Kevin Bieksa? You didn't like him? He kind of caught some steam.
Yeah, he's kind of on that group though with me too.
What do you want me to say, Jeff?
I'm just asking.
No, Kevin Bieksa is really good. He's good.
Because before Biz showed up, people were saying the same thing about him 2 months ago.
But in terms of a refreshing opinion and someone that isn't afraid of the day, we had this conversation the other day. Biz can say whatever he wants. He can't get canceled. He has that green light. Don had that green light until he got canned, unfortunately. But Biz is that next breath of fresh air, I think, in the hockey world. I know Biz, it's Biz is Biz. Yeah. But my God, what a... I'm not flipping a commercial. I'm watching that. That was unbelievable. I was pumped. I don't know if he's is he a regular or is he like he's on once every 10 weeks? I don't know how it works with him, but
yeah, I don't know. Whenever
Whenever I find out he's there, I'm tuning in. It was awesome. I remember sitting there. I just go, finally, someone's willing to speak up and just say something. It was hockey. It was pure hockey intelligence. It was pure hockey emotion. It wasn't this political safe, don't hurt anyone's feelings bullshit.
Exactly.
It was Biz, 2 buttons down, probably representing the high button and that second button being undone. He's probably giving us a shout out and just boom, right to the point. I loved it. I hope he's back. World class.
I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. For me, obviously, I like Biz. I'm more on that side of like controversial takes than being cautious as far as like my own personal opinions. But obviously, I'm nothing compared to him. But it was, and that was the common consensus online was, man, I hope Biz continues on Hockey Night in Canada because, like you said, he was. I call it cutthroat, which is just a nice term for saying it how it is. He's not that far removed from the game, but the thing about Biz is he could be 20 years removed from the game, but he's still in the game because they do a players podcast. He's interacting with the players and management. He's got roles on a bunch of different teams. And the one thing I like about Biz is he doesn't give a shit what team he cheers for. He'll openly say he's a Leafs fan right on a broadcast, where everybody else is kind of like, oh, well, this team does this good and this team does that good. But he can say anything, man. And he's one of my idols for sure because he is refreshing, man. He doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, because he does so much shit. Like he used to do the radio with the Coyotes. He's on TNT broadcasts, and then he's doing Barstool stuff, and then he's doing podcasts, and then like to keep your brain locked in and be on live TV and not choke with all those things going on is tough, man. And he kills it. I think everybody loves him, man. And it's sometimes you can say whatever you want, but it's how you say it. It's the tone of your voice. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So he could be like, for example, like the Leafs are playing like pussies. Like that would cause some controversy, but he's like, listen, the Leafs are playing without some jam right now. And that, like there's a difference between how you say things. And that's what people love him for is because he just goes for it.
I think he needs his own thing, like Coach's Corner, just one guy to bounce things off of. Like, maybe Ron McLean and Don were just, match made in heaven. I don't know if Ron McLean and Biz would do well, but it's almost like you just need him and like 4 people. It's why this podcast is only 2 people usually. how long's Coach's Corner? 2-3 minutes? 4
like
minutes?
5 max, probably.
It's tough to you see the awkwardness in the air. You see the let's wait so then this person can talk. Let's wait till that person can talk. Let's wait for me to talk. I hate that, and especially when you're trying to crunch it all into how many minutes? 4 minutes?
4 or 5 minutes.
4 or 5 minutes. It's just, at least as a consumer, someone watching the TV, I can pick it up like that. And to be able to have Biz and another common personality side by side, I think that would be a match made in heaven for nice classic 4 or 5 minutes every week. I think that would be special, and I think it would do really well. And it would get people like me, people like Jeff, people like you dudes across the table from me sitting right now. It would get us back to not getting up to go back to the fridge at intermission. It would get my ass still on the couch to be able to watch the TV. And if you're Budweiser listening to this, if you're any company that's advertising on the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast, you're listening to this and going, all right, maybe Belanger's onto something. Let's get Biz and another personality to sit there and rant for how many, 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Coach's Corner?
not long.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Do you think that a segment, an intermission on Saturday nights with Biz and Wit would draw well? They like to banter. They each have, like, Wit's more American hockey. He loves the Oilers, but he grew up in the American market. Biz is the Canadian market. They both are just removed from the game, and they both have very big personalities. But can you cram those two guys into 4 minutes?
That's where I would disagree. I don't think you almost need a setup man like Don, and then you need a guy to fly with it. Like Ron McLean. Ron's the setup guy, and then Don just flew with it. I feel Biz and Witt are the same personalities, and they kind of want to cram that 5 minutes into each other.
Right.
It's hard to think of a personality off the top that would feed. It's almost like you just want a guy that's fine with being the Robin to Batman. You just need
like
that.
Jay on writing Biz.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
all
he's
right.
terrible.
But see, RA knows his role, though. I'll say that because say what you want about him, but like if you listen to their podcast, he only chimes in when it's time to switch subjects for the most part, or someone addresses him, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't. He could lay something out and let Biz take it. And he knows how to feed those guys, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's good at his job?
All right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. You kidding me? For some
I don't
guy that
know.
just was like a born sports fan, like you've seen him play sports. His basketball's shit. Like his golfing was terrible, but like for a guy that just basically came from like the streets of Boston to do what he does now on a mass scale with millions and millions of eyes and ears on him, I think he's great. Yeah. I don't think he's the best in the biz, but I think he's damn good.
Yeah, you almost need to get off that. You just need like a little professional guy with Biz.
Yeah.
Setup guy. But either way, bravo. I can't wait to see him back on there to see what he brings, because that's something hockey needed. And I think that's the biggest platform in hockey night in Canada. I don't think that
Definitely.
there's an American broadcast that is as big as that. That's as big as she gets.
It's been around forever, though.
It's
That's
been
the
around
thing, right?
forever.
That used to be the only way you got games, was Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah.
You hear all these stories like your old man and stuff saying, oh, we got the family together, we had supper, and then everyone sat around the big boob TV on the floor.
Yeah.
Somebody held the antenna so we
Yeah.
could get it, and you watch Hockey Night in Canada, right? That's how you got games. Now we're blessed. You get them on Tuesday night. You get, the
Yeah, I know.
Arizona-Anaheim game at 12:30. You get it, right?
Oh,
So it's
man.
like,
I
it's
remember-
easier to be a fan.
Like those little stories of like when you're too young and your dad or mom would make you go to bed, but your dad leaves it on just a little loud so you can hear it from bed. It's like those little moments you remember as a kid that you're not. What are you laughing at?
No, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
remember.
I'll be laughing at my childhood.
No, I remember falling asleep to Ray Emery in the Sens jersey on
Yeah.
Hockey Night Canada.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, but I just remember like those Hockey Night and Story Saturdays. Just. Maybe mom orders a pizza, maybe, just, oh man, those special moments. And yeah, you're right, we are blessed because now we get it 4, 5, 6, 7 days out of the week. But back in the day,
Saturday, baby. Hockey Night in Canada.
Saturday, what are you doing, Justin, Saturday when you're in Pee Wee? What do you think I'm doing? I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching the Leafs versus whoever.
Yeah.
It was just magic. But Don was part of that magic, man. Don was part of that magic. Don brought passion, wasn't scared of anything. Mm-hmm. And that's the next personality that it's not scared of anything. It's Biz. So you don't got to be blind to see it. Don was not scared of anything. He got fired for not being scared. Biz is that guy who's not scared of anything, doesn't care what people say about him.
Nope.
And you got to look at those two comparisons and go, okay, who's the next guy that's going to bring hockey to the next level in terms of an entertainment value at intermission? It's Biz. It's not Biz and 4 other guys who are going to take away his time on the air. I'm sorry, but to say, what do you think about Kevin? Kevin's great, but it's no biz with a 4-minute time slot on the biggest. We can all agree the biggest
Platform.
the biggest platform on not even Canadian, just the biggest platform in hockey. In broadcasting, you need that guy. You can't have 4 people there splitting up 4 minutes of time, each getting a minute, when you're leaving the most entertaining guy, arguably in sports, right there sitting. That's just how I feel about it.
Before I even knew hockey plays, I was 4 years. You guys would have been a little older, but like I was 4 years old, wondering what suit he was gonna wear at intermission. So that would get me to tune in as someone who knew nothing about hockey.
He always had something crazy.
I was like, oh, this guy's wearing a pink suit, cool. And then like you stick around, then the next week comes along, oh, he's got an orange suit on. Like that used to be something I would look forward to seeing.
Good point. I
Don
forgot all about
suits.
that. Yeah.
That was his thing.
Yeah.
At least to me.
Apparently those were one-offs too. Like he would wear it once.
Auction them and then
Yeah.
make money off them and then donate them to it like a charity. Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with Don though is he was getting a little. I think he was forgetting where he was at. But
Yeah.
Biz is good at that sense. One thing I was going to say on that note is he's buddies with a lot of the players because a lot of those guys that when he played are still here. So when they do like those interviews, it's not like, hey Justin, it's Paul Bissonette up here in the office. I just wanted to talk about the play down there where you guys got his goal scored on. He's like, yo, Reeves, it's Biz. And Reeves is like, oh, come on, you got this bum. Like they interact like buddies, you know, and that's a different look for sports. It's not just the robotic answers and what did you see on your goal? Nothing I saw on my goal. I reacted to something, you know, so they're chirping each other, they're interacting, and it's just a fun look, and it kind of shows the personalities, and that's what Biz does. He brings it out of people.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll stop stroking him off there, but that was great. Attaboy Biz.
Attaboy Biz.
Yeah, he did a great job. I got something written down here, but I don't know what it is. It just says bra.
Oh, for the
Matthews, yeah.
Just says bra.
I thought it was an O. No, bra. Okay. I thought it said bro, and then I saw a little check, and I was like, oh, that says bra. Matthew's got a bra check on the eye. He's a rock star.
He wants to be Drake. That was Drake's thing.
What?
Drake got bras.
Yeah, at the start of this year was his thing for his tour.
Really?
Like, when you're a rock
Yeah.
star, like when you're a rap star and you get bras thrown on, that means like you're a rock star or whatever. I just said the same thing twice, but that's what Matthews is now. I think he's a little bit bigger than a
So
hockey.
3 hat tricks already this year.
Does he actually?
Some people don't get 3 in their careers.
Yeah, that guy, he's got it going on.
Oh yeah,
You know
they.
what I mean?
Just
He's
signed
not-
with Prime.
Yeah.
Go. Did you see that?
Yeah. I
Oh
did.
yeah. Is that a sports drink?
It's like a hydration drink. It's like Gatorade, Powerade sort of deal.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're trying to
Yeah.
make them a
And
sports.
They have an energy drink too with them, but like it started as the hydration drink, and that's what he like partnered on with.
Oh, you know, we got the bag with them.
Oh, yeah,
There's
probably
no,
an M. At
Definitely
least
an M. I'd say a couple M's. There's no way you
Like a
don't-
Logan Paul too.
Yeah, he's the one. He founded it, didn't he?
Him-
Logan Paul,
well, like
or
a
Jake Paul.
A company
or-
founded it, and then they went to KSI and Logan and said like, "We'll make you the face of it." Kind of like Dana White did it with like the Howlerhead whiskey.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg's done it a bunch of time with the weed brands. Like they'll make something. We'll make you the face of it. We'll give you 20 to 25% of it. You promote it, and then we see the money on the back end, and they just did it to perfection. And now they're like going after all the athletes and stuff. But this is the first hockey. Like they came to
Oh,
Canada.
no way. So they
took
have
shots.
other athletes?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
got like Holland in the Premier League. They've got a bunch of the soccer teams. Like they'll sponsor the entire team's arsenal. But this is the first hockey player they did was Matthews, and makes sense. Like, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they flew into Toronto and they did like a whole promo, and they give these $10,000 chains to them, but that's a Prime on it. Like they
Like
gift
in
it to them.
diamonds and
Yeah,
stuff?
in diamonds. Yeah, and they give it to all their like
There's no way
their
Matthews
prime
is wearing
athletes.
that.
No, probably not. But it was a good deal for hockey. We talk about promotion and like,
Yes.
getting out there. Like that's big. That's really good. And Matthews is probably the guy you want to go after. So
And he's in his prime,
Matthews.
Got him.
Oh, I see what you did there.
right? So that might be something to do with it. Those athletes that they have are in their primes, right?
Well said. I
It's-
like that.
and it's very big in Canada right now because in the U.S. because we actually get a supply of it, so
Especially where
it sells
BioSteel
out.
fucked
You guys
off.
go into the gas stations; it's everywhere here.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. Wasn't there like a whole issue with the Prime energy drink or something?
Yeah.
That was putting like
They needed to put labels on, like Canada was being strict about like nutrition labels on their energy drinks.
That sounds like a Canadian.
Yeah,
FDA,
it
yeah.
wasn't great. It wasn't a great look for Canada, but oh well. And so now they just got these little things. But it's funny because that was like 2 months ago, and Logan was making a big deal about, oh, we don't even sell Prime in Canada, blah blah blah. Like if it's in there, it's all illegal. Now 2 months later, it's
illegal.
huge.
I remember
and
it
now,
was.
yeah, and now they're coming to Toronto. signing Matthews as their prime athlete to represent Canada and the U.S. for hockey.
I remember
It's like how
when we
things
came home
change.
from Boston, you like smuggled a couple Prime bottles in your bag, brought them home. I lost it because I got to stop, get my buddy some Prime.
Yeah.
Some
Prime.
You're not getting Coke here. You're just getting a little Prime thing. Calm
In
down
the suitcase.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not claiming anything. No. Isn't that's talk about perfect timing though? This whole BioSteel nonsense where they're kind of shutting down now. What a perfect time for Prime. What a prime time for Prime to come in and start to take over as like the energy drink, the natural energy drink for sports, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it says. Prime by Logan Paul.
Yeah.
There's
there you
no,
go.
it's just Logan. I thought there was
It's
another
KSI
guy.
too, but
Yeah.
he's from the
KSI.
UK. He's from the UK.
So
He's got a better rep than Logan Paul. Logan Paul kind of has a shitty rep, right?
because of the whole video.
Back in the day, and he scammed some people during crypto. But he's a hustler. He's just fighting through, I guess. And now there's things like they might be billionaires off Prime.
Stop.
I swear to God, you can look it up. The article came out last week.
B?
B. Because it's a big deal because they're YouTubers. So they were like, they might be the first billionaire YouTubers through Prime.
What?
It's huge,
Dude,
man.
we're YouTubers. Can we get an M at
It's
least?
huge. Like
That's
You must
crazy.
notice it when you go into the gas stations, though, right?
Yeah, I try not to look.
It's
I remember
everywhere.
it was too sweet. I was really
Yeah.
when you gave it to me, it didn't. It was sugary.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's
That's
an
what I
acquired
said.
taste.
It's an acquired
You got-
taste.
yeah,
It's not. It's not like Powerade or Gatorade where it's just like everyone's gonna like it.
But at the same time, Powerade and Gatorade's been the drinks
Yeah.
since forever. There's been no real other than like Kirkland
Yeah.
Sport Drink that came in later when Costco opened.
So
there was no
they make a big
competition.
deal about like the market share. So Prime now has like I think it's like a 30 in some places like a 30% market share. So for every 100 bottles sold, 30 of them are Prime,
All
which
right,
is huge.
Can we get back to the bra?
Yeah, Matthews the bra. That's
Yeah,
how we got
yeah.
swirled there though.
So how do you get the bra off in time to chuck it on the ice? Do you have someone help you from behind? Because we've all done up a girl's bra to undone it. I hope at least everyone here has. How do you? When do you make the decision? If you don't have a hat, you go, what else can I chuck on here? A bra. That was my first thought. I go, how do you get that thing off? Did someone help you? Or are you a pro and you can just do behind and just over? And how far was she sitting to be able to chuck it?
Yeah.
'Cause chucking a hat, you can like a frisbee. You can
Frisbee.
frisbee
Sauce,
it.
yeah.
A bra, was it a community help? Was she in the upper bowl and just lower bowl?
Yeah, you
closer
gotta-
to the glass, over the glass? Was it 3 chucks? My head raced. How?
I didn't see it till the next day.
Oh,
But-
pretty impressive.
You've never seen a chick take off a bra under her shirt? It's the wildest thing I've ever
I
seen in my
have,
life.
but not in public when there's a bunch of people. Yeah, I don't
Go
know.
on, off.
Maybe she back pocketed it, but I mean, she wouldn't have thought that he was going to score a hat
Yeah,
trick.
who-
Well,
right?
there's a chance
Who did
every
they play,
night.
Who did they play against?
I don't know. That's the Leafs fan over there.
Fuck. I don't know because I didn't watch the game because I was streaming.
Either way, you can't predict Matthews getting a hat trick.
Maybe at 2 goals she took it off. Maybe he was because
Or
you
maybe
know how
she
it is when you're there. You can kind of feel what it's going to be. Like if Matthews has 2 goals and he's just ripping shots on net, there's
So then
know.
you just like undo it.
Or
just in
maybe she
case.
brought it. You know how some people they wear a hat and they bring a hat for the hat trick. Maybe she just had it around. My first thought process was, how do you throw? It must have been some size bra because those things are tiny these days. Like we live with broads. I've done laundry. How do you even get it down there? And then my next thought on your thought was, if someone throws a bra from 4 rows down, the first thing I'm thinking isn't throw it on the ice. I'm looking at it going, what the
You're taking it home.
You're looking at a bra, you're going, I just got a bra thrown at me. You're not going, oh, this is probably for the hat trick,
And
right?
there's if all of us had a bra right now, no way in hell we could throw a bra further than 20
No,
feet.
because you gotta like ball. You'd have to like ball it up, and then it would just
Yeah,
like you
that's what
said,
you
it's not
think.
a hat. You can't.
You can't frisbee it.
No.
With all that being said, I kind of like it. It would be a cool thing for girls to do at a game. I'm not saying, get naked at the games, but I'm just saying for the longest time we've thrown hats.
Yeah,
Throw something else.
yeah.
You know?
A bra.
Yeah, they're cheaper than hats now anyways.
Yeah. Have you guys ever
Definitely.
thrown a hat?
Yep.
During a hat
I
trick?
think I'm too cheap.
Oh,
I don't
it's
think
bittersweet.
So.
It
Yeah,
It's a great feeling.
You're
that-
just like, I love that hat, but at least I'm supporting that guy. I did it at the Joe. I got it right back. Some kid got a hat trick.
yeah.
hat
It's,
trick at the Joe.
it's different if you know you're getting it back.
Yeah,
but
just-
absolutely.
There was no camera guy for 20 minutes. I had to run down, go get the hat.
I think I remember that.
It was snow all over it. It was wet, but it worked out. Oh,
Yeah, throwing a hat is one of those things like
you got to do it once.
It is bittersweet. Like it's like you do have to do it once. And there's been times doing the Rage games, there's been a few hat tricks against. So it's like you're sitting up there going, man, I want to throw this hat, but my hair's so bad right now. My bald spot will be showing.
Ugh.
So you got to keep it on your melon,
Yeah.
for the sake of the people.
You got to love a hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's better than, I'm not showering this morning. I'm going to chuck a hat on. It is a lazy man mentality, but I love it. Just chuck a hat on. You walk out the door. You feel confident. No one knows what's going on under here right now.
High school, baby.
Were you allowed to wear hats in high school?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
What?
I wasn't either.
From your dad?
Oh, no. Maybe it was junior high.
No, junior high you weren't. High school was do whatever you want. Piss yourself if you want.
Maybe I'm mixing that. Yeah, maybe high school you could wear a hat.
Couldn't
It was
believe
maybe
it.
no phones in high school.
Yeah,
Something in high school. You couldn't do.
Elementary, you definitely weren't allowed. Junior
Oh my god,
high.
elementary. They used to time you at the water fountain.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, done.
Yeah.
You also couldn't wear outdoor shoes inside in elementary, I remember. Because I had a nasty pair of G-Unit sneakers, and I wanted to show them off to all my
K-Swiss.
homeboys, but I couldn't wear them. They had to sit in my little stupid locker out front.
Some of those rules, man. I can't wait to go to the school on.
I get the
Are we
hat
allowed
thing.
to talk about that?
What? Yeah.
Are we?
To go to the high school?
On Thursday?
It's a pretty cool thing. Some people may not even listen to this till Friday.
Yeah, but I don't know if Jack's going to tell the kids or.
I'm sure he's saying they got someone coming in.
Yeah, but do they know it's me?
Superstar.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just. Let's just not touch it on it.
Okay. Well, we can just briefly touch on it. You just be like,
Okay, I'm
listen.
going to a high school. I won't say what high school.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm going to a high school to an entrepreneurial class to tell them how to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you can say. It's just a little info. You know how they do it in school. You have like a specific class and they'll bring somebody in to talk about that specific line of work.
Yes.
So if it's an entrepreneurship class, there's many different avenues. You can be a floor guy, entrepreneur, right? You can be a media guy. You can do this. So what they're trying to do is just basically what it is to give people, the kids, an inside look of like, oh, maybe this is something I'm interested in, right? Because when you're 15, 14, 16, whatever, you don't really know what you want to do. You have a fair idea. Maybe some kid's going to ask you a question like, what do you do in this scenario? And you give him an honest answer and he's like, oh, that doesn't sound like it's for me.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, that sounds dope. Like, I love hockey. I want to commentate hockey, right? So it's just like specific. I'm sure he's going to have other groups of workers in at some point, right? But it's just like to give the guys, because how cool would it have been if you were in high school and they were like, I actually probably would have paid attention. And, they're like, oh, we're going to bring in this sports media guy to talk about the class. You guys can ask him some questions. He's just going to talk briefly about what he does.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
I wonder how many kids are going to know what Highbutton Sports is there.
That's the first thing you can ask them.
Yeah, like
who here has heard of this?
Yeah, show of hands. How many people here know what Highbutton Sports is?
So then let me ask you this. What if 2 people raise their hand out of 20?
Then we just got to walk out.
No, what you do is you use that moment to make them know about it.
I guess.
But what if the whole class goes,
Then we still walk out. All right,
Perfect.
Yeah, what do you need to know?
Walk off.
thanks for having us?
Yeah,
That is cool though, man.
Yeah,
Like
for
the word's
sure.
out there, and the fact that anybody even wants you to
Yeah.
talk about a business, because there's certain points of this where we're like, this is sick, we're doing good, and there's other points where we're just regular fellas, which we
Yeah,
are.
I don't know.
But you don't think about it, right?
No, you don't. I don't know.
It's cool, man.
Just gonna go in there and go for I said to you before, the most frustrating thing about that age group is that everyone's telling you what to do. I just kind of want to go in there and not tell them anything. What do you guys want to know?
Yeah, it's good. It's
it's
a good
like-
approach.
Don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to me. Don't just do what you want to do in life. It's pretty easy.
I'll answer questions for you if you have them.
Yeah. How much time are we at right now?
42.
50, 38.
Man, are you kidding me?
Like 50 minutes, 38 seconds.
50 minutes, 38 seconds.
Yeah.
We haven't even started. I guess we talked about the bra.
Steiny.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you take that.
Yeah, it's very quickly. Matt Steinberg, friend of the show, has been, dealt with an injury or two in his career. He finally gets a crack in the AHL, and he scored his first goal the other night on an absolute niz. And I'll say this. I watched the video, and when we did that shot, which you can find on our YouTube page.
My mom filmed it.
Yep, mom on the camera. Pretty dusty video, but got the point across. He
Cul-de-sac.
looked and felt so small to me.
Yeah,
And
I
I saw the
remember,
video of him sniping, and he looked like an absolute man. You know what I mean? And obviously he's a man now. Yes, I get that. But when you watch someone go from like Twiggy Alien Man to like a monster, like he didn't even look like who I thought he was in the goal. So he got his first point, Steiny. So shout out to you, Steiny.
Shout out to you, Steiny, buddy.
Kidney got his first pro point.
Attaboy Kidney.
Willem Dafoe's doing well in Maine with the Mariners, like
Don't-
another
yeah,
friend of the show.
yeah.
So, that's kind of the beauty of this whole maritime thing is
Yeah.
that now everybody gets to know. But the main point is shout out to Steiny there. And Bowers is doing well as well. So
Yes.
things are looking up for
Yeah.
the East Coast. And I would have never known any of this if it wasn't for those boys at Maritime.
I know. Like, not that I didn't watch their Twitter account before we've partnered up, but like now that they're representing us, like, every tweet I'm looking at, I'm going, hey, that's sick. Like, I love every tweet because it's just like, oh, that's us. You know, Midge texted me. I told you that. Like, Midge texted me the other day going, hey, love this partnership between you and the Maritime boys. Like, that's awesome. He might know them. I don't know. He's like two great guys
that love it.
So I don't know, but I'm happy that people are noticing. A couple rough. You know, I was happy with the tweets about the live stream, but like we messed up. We were supposed to do
something on our end.
Something on our end. I don't want people listening to worry. You guys didn't mess up. That's on us. But just a couple like tweaks we got to work out, and not even tweaks, just things I'm not happy with. Everything's gonna be fine. You're fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone listening. Everyone calm down. And it was awesome. I'm really happy with the partnership. That's the first week. What do you want me to do? Like, what more do you want?
It's great,
boys. I'm waking up. I see like 20 tweets from them. I'm sleeping. They're working. That's what it's all about.
They
right?
have been humming since the partnership. Like humming.
It makes me want to work harder.
Exactly.
After this, what are we doing? Let's get after it. All right, Jeff. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to promote anything? Do you want to?
I'm all square. A couple streams on deck this weekend, all over the place.
Live stream manager.
Yeah, we'll get her done. Pretty good weekend this weekend, I'd say. Cape Breton West.
This weekend coming up, or the weekend that just
the one that just happened.
Yeah.
Couple big wins.
Oh yeah, new hire. If you want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Brendan. He was doing a great job. So, you know, it's always good to have guys around. A guy you can rely on in Cape Breton is very valuable. So I was very happy.
Hopefully he doesn't take your kindness for weakness.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I think
we got it figured out. I have a good feeling.
And shout out to Jam Man. You know, it sucks that we lost him, but it just proves how valuable he really was, and they had a good one. And those things are going to happen to us as we offer opportunities for young people, or young and old people, to get into this business, which is a really rewarding part of the job. Yeah, it sucks to lose a guy, but to have a guy leapfrog from us into a bigger role with the QMJHL, that's a great look for us, in my opinion. And so yeah, happy to have Brendan. Listen to him on the weekend. He was great, knows a lot about the team, seems like a real what's the term I'm looking for, committed guy. And Chanman moved on to the next thing, so it's always good. We're growing and we're pivoting, and we're doing everything that we need to do to keep this above ground. So.
See, that's why I like you with this company. I wouldn't have thought to give Chanman a shout out.
Yeah.
I'm just, I like that. You remembered him. You said thank you for your time here, and you move on. Now Ants is going to take him under his wing.
Yeah, that's trouble. The piggy ants. Anyways, that's all I got to say.
That's it?
That's it, yeah. New co-op student.
Yeah, they don't deserve shout-outs yet.
No, but the point is we're growing, and we're giving opportunities out there for people, so that's a pretty cool part for us.
Molding minds. Okay, everyone, thank you very much once again. This is the High Button Podcast. We go nowhere. We don't even go 2 feet forward unless we have listeners. Seeing those downloads coming from all parts of the world, just unbelievable. I don't even know anyone in Istanbul, but someone listened to the last episode from there. So whoever you are, I love you. So many things coming up, guys. I hate to just tease you here and give you blue balls, but my God, we got some things coming. No pun intended. Keep supporting. We're out. Peace.
Free shipping till November 11th.